Om Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Loga Shankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Bhatarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punaha Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Beta Vibhakine Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Gukaro Anthakaro Vairukarastannivartakaha Anthakara Nirodhitvad Gururitya Vidhiyate Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Govindam Bhaja Mutamate, Samprapte San Nihite Kale, Nahi Nahi Rakshadidu Krinkarane. Sloka number 17. Kurute Ganga Sagara Gamanam Vrata Paripalanam Athavadanam Jnana Vihina Sarvamatena Muktim na bhajati janma shatena. I will read once. Kurute Ganga Sagara Gamanam Vrata Paripalanam Athavadanam Jnana Vihina Sarvamatena Muktim na bhajati janma shatena. Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Govindam Bhaja Mutamate. Can we start the explanation, Vinayaji?
Yes, it's time already.
Okay. So, Kurute Ganga Sagara Gamanam. Shankara is emphasizing a spiritual seeker to go to the banks of Ganges and to find out the appropriate traditional teachers where you can find easily according to one's own qualifications. That is why Shankara, on that olden days, traditional teachers mostly used to stay for 5-6 months in the banks of Ganges. All other 7 months, they used to go all around the India and everything. This is how the tradition survived and the teachings also survived. Mostly they used to travel, but for a period of time they used to they stopped the traveling for 4 months or 5 months and stay in one place. Mostly they will choose in the banks of some rivers. And our tradition originated from this glorious river, Ganges. So one needs to go in the lifetime if you are really a serious seeker in spirituality. This is what the first line mentions, and I already given the proper explanation in the last session. And coming to the second line, Vrata Paripalanam Atava Dhanam. Vrata Paripalanam. Practicing the spiritual disciplines. Vratam, vows. certain rules and restrictions regarding the spiritual disciplines. If you want to get progress in your spiritual pursuit, if you are really a serious seeker of spirituality, one need to follow certain values. One need to do certain Vedic rituals after studying from the traditional teachers. One need to follow the norms of a spiritual seeker. Lots of values are. This is called Vrata Paripalanam, practicing, exercising the spiritual disciplines according to the instruction or under guidance of a traditional teacher. You cannot do yourself. Any puja, any sandhyavandanam, any Vedic rituals, or even certain things seems to be common, like speaking truth. Apriya satyam na bruyad. There is an option. Wherever you are told to speak truth, still apriya satyam, a truth which is bitter and a truth which is not at all worthy in order to say in front of public. Somebody's face is not so easy to accept because of some accident, some acid spray of somebody, or maybe the face is not so happy to see. You cannot say the truth towards that person, correct? Your face is not so normal to see in front of the people. You cannot say that, because it's, even though it is a truth, apriya satyam na bruyat. That's why some values seems to be very common and it is easy to practice. Still, under the guidance of a traditional teacher, if you follow the spiritual disciplines, after getting the proper information regarding the spiritual discipline which you follow, it will be very easy to get the mind purified. Remember, all these actions which are Vedic, which are meant for our daily survival, everything has one single purpose according to a spiritual seeker. All the actions are meant for the purification of the mind. Chittasya shuddhaye karma. Whatever actions we do, any action it can be. Dhanam. See, Adava Dhanam. Dhanam is one of the most special action which will make the person more and more purified. Something is there excess in your hand and you will give to somebody who doesn't have. This is called Dhanam. Simple way. Again, I will repeat. There are certain things you need to survive in this world. Money, clothes, shoes, bed sheets, medicines. Lots and lots of things are there in this world which are partially supporting a human life. And I have access all these things in my life. Lord has blessed me more than what I need, is called excess. And I am ready to give one of these things which I am having excess to another person who don't have. This is considered one of the important values in the spiritual pursuit. Very important. Anything, if you give to a person which you are having excess, then that make the person more and more matured and purified in the spiritual pursuit. Money hold the first priority in dana, of course, because with the money, the person can buy anything, whatever he needs in his life. I don't know what I should give to that person. I will give some money so that that person can buy certain things in his life, whatever he needs. We call it dakshina. Fine. But I will tell you something related to dana. Which danam is the best danam in this world? A question may arise. Which danam? What donation is the best donation while living in this world? Distribution of food. Most of the people used to do when there is a flood, when there is a storm, when there is a havoc from the nature, anything, people will become homeless and they will be gathered together in one place. Or you distribute food. Some distribute bed sheets in the winter. Some distribute some other things for the needs of the village or anything. I explained in the last session. Still, I want to make you understand which dhanam is more important. When you give a food for a person, the person will be satisfied for how much time? 3 hours or 4 hours? It's a temporary relief for the person. A donation or a dhanam is a temporary relief for that person. You can make the person survive for another 4 hours. Another 4 hours after he need more, again some food. Okay. So Swami, I want to give the food for the whole day. So next day who will give? Again he is in the arms begging with somebody. Okay, Swamiji, I can give for a month. Still it is a temporary dhanam. Okay, Swamiji, I will give for a year. Is it okay? Still he may survive after this year. He will be alive and he will be without having any pocket money for buying food or eating food. He don't have shelter. So what I have to do, Swamiji, to help this individual? The biggest thing you can do for that individual, as you can do, is giving some food till his end of his life. This is the biggest contribution you can give to that individual regarding some food, correct? The whole life, he can come to my hotel or come to my house whenever he is hungry and he can take food. Still it is temporary. Why? After the death, there is some body is waiting for him and he will be entering to this another body and he is going to live again through that body. Then who will give that food? So whatever dhanam which we give through certain food or secondary things to one's life, it's all temporary donation. Anything. It can make him the highest dhanam can make him to survive all his birth as long as he is alive. But after that, who will may help him? So I want to know which is the most appropriate dhanam for the person. Food can only help for 4 hours. Money can help for few days. A car can make him travel for certain kilometers. After that, he will be empty to put petrol. All these dhanam are mostly having certain limitations from the standpoint of creation. Then what dhanam can make him permanently happy? there comes the most glorious dhanam, vidya dhanam. Giving the knowledge about one's own intrinsic nature is the most appropriate donation you can do for an individual in his life or in her life. Because making him understand his intrinsic nature will help the person not to go to the next birth. He will be immediately freed from the bondages immediately, right now. Immediate, at once itself. He is free from the body notion. And he is permanently going to become liberated while living itself. And chut pipasa, thirsty and hunger, is not becoming a problem for him because he came to know his intrinsic nature, which is beyond thirsty and hunger. So, making him or making her understand the intrinsic nature, the substratum of the creation, the locus of the individual. This task is something, this mission is something very difficult mission. In order to make understand somebody, I should be equipped first. I should study under a teacher for 12 years. Then only you can deliver some knowledge to others. Without having any kind of preparation about oneself, how can you deliver this dhanam for others? So Vidya Dhanam is the topmost Dhanam among the all kinds of distribution. All other Dhanam will come under this Dhanam only. All other Dhanam are not permanent, they are temporary. But Vidya Dhanam, when you give the knowledge to a person regarding his intrinsic nature, when you give the information to an individual that he is free from hunger and thirst, he will not die. He will be always surviving even without having food and hunger. How much happier he will be. He can be happy even without having food. He will be happy without having hunger. He will be facing the death with a pleasant face due to the glory of that knowledge. I want to say you briefly, this is the topmost dhanam among the all kinds of distributions in this world. When you are a teacher of knowledge, that dhanam will help the person to be freed at once from all kinds of limitations of the body. Hunger and thirst is also a limitation of the body. Clothes and shelter is also a limitation of the body. I am short, I am tall, I am fair, I am black, I am white, I have this type of... All these limitations are pertaining to the body. When you give the knowledge regarding the self, one will at once give up all kinds of body notion and get liberated. Then there is no problem all his life, even after the death of the body. So, doing service, doing dhanam, doing any kind of distribution or donation, all these things will be inferior to the donation of knowledge. Giving the knowledge to others regarding one's own intrinsic nature is the best donation you can give to a person. But that is not meant for each and every individual. We do whatever we have. This is also something very good. If I have 2 clothes, I give one to another person. I have excess, anything. It can be mobile, it can be anything. This is also a big action, noble action, which will make the person more mature to focus on Atma Jnana. The mind gets purified by doing all these spiritual disciplines. Practicing daily. Once in your life, you given some clothes and you cannot come back. You try to help others. You try to give anything to a appropriate person. My teacher always says that. Servicing is a crime when we apply it to an evil. Helping is a crime when we apply it to an evil. Evil don't need any help from you. So always help the people who are committed for this knowledge, and also the people who are having noble hearted. Not the people who are anti-socialist, anti-nationalist, terrorist, or any kind of a drug addict is not eligible to take your services. A drunk is not eligible to get any help from you. Why? He is doing some inappropriate thing all his life and he wants some money from you. And your donation is not going to subserve him. So there are discriminations in Dhanam itself. So always help the noble-hearted people with full hands. Each and every penny will become worthy. This is Dhanam. Okay. All these spiritual disciplines one need to practice as long as they live in this life. Now the two lines of this slogan, this verse, is something very, very beautiful, and it is the purpose is being presented. The human purpose is being presented. Muktim na bhajadi janma shatena jnana vihinaha sarvamatena. Mukti. I will come from the last line. What is meant by mukti? Freedom from limitations. Freedom from the notions. Freedom from the misunderstandings. Freedom from the social bondages. Freedom from the body limitations. Freedom from the limitations which I am facing through atmosphere and creation. Totally one word, freedom or liberation. First of all, we need to understand how I got limitations. How I became limited in my life. I have lots of preoccupied thoughts in my mind. Simply, I gathered some thoughts which I have listened from my parents, which I have listened from my society, which I have listened from my colleagues, which I have listened from the my professional people. I have listened from the careers. I have listened to certain things while I am traveling through different countries. All these preoccupied thoughts make you to judge or evaluate yourself and the people. These thoughts are the rudimentary forms of your world and your personality. And also, I see TV, I see social medias, And I gathered thoughts unknowingly, and they will also get a space inside my mind. This is called preoccupied thoughts. They are the fundamental things for your personality and for your world. I look at the world according to these preoccupied thoughts. And when these preoccupied thoughts are governing your mind, that mind is called conditional mind. A person who is rich will wear luxurious dress. It's a common rule, correct? I evaluate, I judge a person by looking upon his dress. It's a common rule. This is a preoccupied thought which is existing inside your mind. And you evaluate, you judge people looking towards their what dress they are wearing. In a function, in a social program, in any ceremony, you evaluate the person with ornaments, with luxurious dresses, perfumes, expensive shoes, expensive leather bags, gold, etc., etc. This is a preoccupied thought and which you are experiencing all your life. We can easily sense whether the person is rich or poor by just looking upon his dress. And we come to a conclusion: this person is rich, this person is poor. This type of notions are there in our mind. Lots and lots of understandings in the form of notions are already existing in the mind, and these type of thoughts are called preoccupied thoughts, which are not completely true. To judge or evaluate a person's dress is not a criterion. Most of the cheat will appear in the luxurious form. Most of the anti-nationalist people comes in luxurious form nowadays. The person's sweet words means they are going to cheat you, like a person appear in the ads in the TV. You want to sell the product and the salesman will come and tell all the lies, and he will give guarantee till your life ends just to sell his product. The sweetest, the more sweetest words, the most tragedical person make your life lot of tragedies. Don't believe a sweetest person. A person who is rational, tell the things properly, he is going to love all your life. Why? You also say these are the limitations with you because he don't have attachment towards you. The more the sweet, people fall as a prey, and there are people who are spreading the net and waiting for the prey. They talk very sweet words, very gentle words in a beautiful dress code and everything, and they will cheat the person. But as a normal person, I believe all these things, In the train journey, the person who is sitting near to you will have an eye on your luggage. And you want a coffee. And after talking with him, sweet words and everything, he made you to believe that he is a real person. He is genuine. And at last he bring coffee for you. Please, please take, have it, have it. That coffee has some powder and you will go to sleep for hours. That's all. End up in tragedy. Anyway, I'm just telling what is called preoccupied thoughts. You don't have any confusion now. When you have all kinds of preoccupied thoughts, which you have collected from the social society and service and everything, from the career, from your experience going to different countries, this type of people will deal like this. All these are preoccupied thoughts. And this is called conditional mind. When a mind is conditional, even the knowledge appear in a proper way, it will not get enter into your mind. Because already there are preoccupied thoughts entering inside the mind. When you start to teach Vedanta for a kid or a person, a boy or a girl who is studying in a school, after studying this, what kind of career I can do and earn some money for my survival? Because already their mind has some preoccupied thoughts. But any teaching or any study is to get some job and make some money. Is it true? Studies are meant for making money. But the parents also ignorant. That's why they made this poor guy like this. This preoccupied thoughts governing the mind, and it make the mind conditional. I have always a condition. Whatever I pursue should make me benefit. I don't do anything which don't give any benefit. People are mostly following this no. Whatever I pursue, I should get some benefit. Mujhe kya milea in Hindi? What I will get? Enak enna kedakkum idhula? What I will get? Mostly people don't enjoy to do any action without having any benefit towards them. We call it selfish. A conditional mind have this type of thought. That is why the boy asked me, what I will get after studying Vedanta, what career I can hold, how much money I will get. It's not very easy to give knowledge of Vedanta for this conditional mind. Not only for students. When I travel in the train, people used to ask me, how do you survive with all these teachings and studies? People don't want your goods. And you are selling a goods which people are not at all interested. How you are going to survive in this world? When you give something useful for the people, in their eyes, Vedanta is useless. You understand? So, preoccupied thoughts are sometimes very dangerous. You miss something luxurious in your life. You miss the best things in your life due to your conditional mind. Normally, in the ashram, people used to come with luxurious dress. That doesn't mean that they are millionaires. They are in a tourist mood, so they bought some dress and they come in a luxurious dress. And he has a depth of 32 lakhs or 40 lakhs in the bank. So all these conditional thoughts are just misleading you. That is why Vedanta is the solution for the bondage of the body notion. How I can understand Vedanta is the only solution? So another question. Jnanam, I am coming to that. First, I am talking about the mukti. I want to be free from my desires. I want to be free from my conditional mind. I want to be free from all kinds of limitations. And Vedanta is the only solution. We are all familiar with the temporary solution in my life. For example, if I am having a problem regarding my situation in my family, I just take, I'm talking about a normal person, to sleep, they take 1 or 2 cups of wine or alcohol. Normally, that's why each and every country, government allow them to take alcohol, even though the government has kept a letter outside the bottle. Consuming alcohol is injurious to health. Alcoholic consumption will lead to cancer. After reading this, people are ready to drink more. That means you don't have any room to talk with them, correct? We are not having a plastic organ or an ionized organ to dilute all this acid. We are having some flesh and bones, and we are drinking some acid. Temporary solution, but you will be abnormal. You will be dizzy. You will have a sleep for 3 hours, suspending all your family problems. So people are interested in the temporary solution. We keep a rat trap to avoid the rats from the house. A temporary solution. In order to remove the rats permanently, there should not be rats all over the world. This is the permanent solution regarding the rats. It will not work. It will not be. It is not possible to remove all the rats from the world. So I go for temporary solution. Why I am staying in reinforced concrete building? Why I don't stay in the hut or tiles roof house? Reinforced concrete building can survive for a human life. At least for 80 years or 100, you need not to worry about that. After that, there will be some cracks, some problem and everything, fine. But one human life, you will survive with the reinforced concrete, RC building. So people are interested in the permanent thing. Even though they go for temporary things, among the temporary things, they are interested which will be more permanent. That is why I am fond of gold. Why? Gold will be having the shining till it ends. It will not lose its shining. Gold will be shining as long as it is there. So permanent shining means gold. That is why people are interested in gold, not in aluminium or not in any other metal. They lose its shining. So I am having a capacity to go behind what is eternal, what is permanent. but I don't have an idea about myself. Which is the permanent solution for my limitations regarding my body? What is the only solution to come out of all my sufferings? What is the permanent solution to overcome all kinds of pain in my life? If you are a person who is seeking permanent solution, then these sentences are valid. What the sentences talks about? What these sentences talk about? This sentence talk about liberation is only possible by knowledge. Simple meaning. We need more explanation. Just I am taking along with me by giving step by step simple explanation. Okay. Muktihi na bhajati. Mukti, liberation is not possible without knowledge. Jnana vihinaha sarva matena. From all aspects, sarva matena. Without knowledge, jnana vihinaha, devoid of knowledge, liberation is not possible. In the place of liberation, you put freedom from pain and suffering is not possible without knowledge. Freedom from bondages are not possible without knowledge. Freedom from household issues are not possible without knowledge. You can put all these things in the place of freedom, mukti. So freedom is not possible. Solution is knowledge. Freedom from bondages and limitations are not possible without having the knowledge. Knowledge about what? That will be the question. And we are going to continue with this session in the next Saturday. I think you have a class after this. So I was little late today and I'm sorry. And we are going to have this continuation of this line in the next class. And Om Purnamata Purnamitam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamataya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Guru Bhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Thank you all of you. Vinayaji, thank you.
Thank you, Hari Om, Dilipji.
Thank you, Swamiji.
Have a
Thank
safe
you.
journey.